Today I invite you to take a moment to look inward, not outward. In a world filled with endless comparisons, where achievements are paraded and perfection is glorified, we often lose sight of the most important person, ourselves. Let me start with this truth. Your journey is yours alone. Life isn't a race or a competition. It's a deeply personal adventure with twists and turns that are unique to you. When you compare your Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20, you are unfairly robbing yourself of the beauty of your beginning. We live in an era where perfection is posted, filtered, and flaunted. Social media has become a highlight reel of other people's lives, leaving us feeling inadequate or behind. But ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you, what you see is not the whole story. Behind every achievement there's a struggle. Behind every smile there's a story. Instead of comparing, what if you focused on accepting yourself, flaws and all? Growth doesn't come from measuring up to someone else's success. It comes from recognizing your own strengths, embracing your imperfections, and working on your weaknesses. Ask yourself this: what could you achieve if you redirected all the energy spent comparing yourself to others into improving yourself? How far could you go if you focused solely on becoming the best version of you? And as you embark on this journey of self-discovery, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every step forward, every lesson learned, and every challenge overcome is a testament to your resilience and determination. Stop comparing yourself to others. Start comparing who you were yesterday to who you are today. That's the only comparison that matters. Remember, your story is yours to write. Make it a masterpiece. Have you ever stopped to consider the profound truth that your journey is yours alone? Every single one of us is walking a path that is uniquely ours, shaped by our experiences, decisions, and dreams. Yet how often do we pause to appreciate this individuality? Instead, many of us fall into the trap of comparison, looking to others to measure our own worth, progress, or success. This habit doesn't just distract us, it diminishes the beauty of our own story. Think of life as a vast forest. Each tree stands on its own, growing at its own pace, with its own unique shape and height. Some trees bloom quickly, while others take years to reach their full potential. Would you judge a towering oak by the speed of a fast-growing bamboo? Of course not. Yet when it comes to our own lives, we often do exactly that. We compare our progress to someone else's, forgetting that their circumstances, resources, and timelines are entirely different from ours. When you compare yourself to others, you risk losing sight of your personal journey. You may begin to feel inadequate or left behind, as if you're not doing enough or being enough. But let me assure you, there is no universal timeline for success. There is no set standard that dictates when you should achieve a certain milestone. The beauty of life lies in its unpredictability and diversity. Some people discover their passions early, while others find their calling later in life. Both are equally valid and equally beautiful. It's important to remember that the external world only sees a fraction of your reality. Your challenges, sacrifices, and moments of growth often go unnoticed. Similarly, when you look at others, you're only seeing a snapshot of their lives, usually the best parts. Social media, conversations, and public personas rarely reveal the full story. You might admire someone's achievements, but you don't see the struggles they've endured to get there. Their successes do not diminish yours, nor do their timelines define what is possible for you. When you embrace your unique journey, you begin to shift your focus inward. Instead of looking at what others are doing, you ask yourself, what do I want? What matters to me? What am I capable of achieving with the resources and opportunities I have today? These are the questions that guide you towards personal fulfillment, not the questions that arise from Your path is a reflection of your values, dreams, and aspirations. It is not a race to outshine others, but a journey to uncover your true potential. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you free yourself from the burden of external validation. You begin to appreciate the uniqueness of your experiences, your struggles, and your growth. Consider this: if a painter spent all their time studying another artist's work, they might forget to pick up their own brush. They might lose the opportunity to create something entirely new and beautiful, something only they could bring to life. Similarly, when you focus too much on others, you neglect the masterpiece that is your own life. So I urge you to embrace your individuality. Celebrate the milestones you've reached, no matter how big or small. Take pride in the challenges you've overcome, even if they seem insignificant compared to someone else's accomplishments. Your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. It's meant to be yours, with all its twists, turns, and triumphs. As you navigate this journey called life, remember that comparison is the thief of joy. Instead of looking at others, look within. Honor your progress, trust your pace, and cherish the moments that make your story uniquely yours. You are not here to compete. You are here to grow, to learn, and to thrive on your terms. In today's world, we are surrounded by an endless stream of curated images, videos, and stories that showcase the highlights of other people's lives. It's easy to feel like you're falling behind, as if everyone else has unlocked some secret to success, happiness, or perfection that you've somehow missed. But let me tell you this: much of what you see is an illusion. It's not the full picture, and it's certainly not the truth. Social media has created a stage where people perform their best moments for an audience, often leaving out the struggles, failures, and vulnerabilities that make them human. What you see is not necessarily who they are, it's who they want you to see. A smiling photo doesn't show the sleepless nights that came before it. A luxury vacation snapshot doesn't reveal the sacrifices made to afford it, and a perfectly posed family portrait doesn't tell you about the arguments, doubts, or challenges that exist behind the scenes. Yet, despite knowing this intellectually, we often internalize these curated images as if they represent reality. We scroll through feeds, comparing our messy, unfiltered lives to someone else's highlight reel. It's a losing game, one that leaves us feeling inadequate and unworthy. But here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. Perfection is a myth. It's an illusion crafted to entertain, impress, or gain approval. And chasing that illusion will only lead to disappointment and exhaustion. Think about this for a moment. If you were to compare yourself to the images you see, are you comparing apples to apples? Are you being fair to yourself? Chances are you're not. You're holding yourself to a standard that isn't even real, a standard based on someone else's carefully chosen moments. But life isn't lived in the highlights, it's lived in the quiet, messy, unremarkable moments that make up the majority of our days. The illusion of perfection doesn't just affect our self-esteem. It also distorts our understanding of success. We start to believe that success is a straight line, free from obstacles, failures, or setbacks. But ask anyone who has achieved great things, and they will tell you that their journey was anything but smooth. Success is messy. It's full of detours, lessons, and moments of doubt. The images you see online or in public rarely show the blood, sweat, and tears that went into creating that success. So, how do we resist the pull of these illusions? First, we must remind ourselves that what we see is only a fragment of the story. Just as you don't share every detail of your struggles with the world, others don't either. Behind every polished surface lies a reality that is often far from perfect. Second, We need to shift our focus from external validation to internal growth. Instead of asking, how do I measure up to others, ask yourself, how am I growing? What am I learning? What steps am I taking to move closer to my goals? These are the questions that truly matter. They remind you that your journey is about progress, not perfection. Finally, we must learn to embrace our own imperfections. Perfection isn't what makes us relatable or lovable. Our flaws, quirks, and struggles do. They are what make us human, what connect us to one another on a deeper level. When we let go of the illusion of perfection, we free ourselves to live authentically, to be who we truly are, without fear of judgment or comparison. Life is not a competition to see who can create the most polished facade. It's a journey of self-discovery, growth, and connection. The next time you find yourself feeling inadequate because of something you've seen, remember that you're comparing your real life to someone else's edited version. Instead of chasing illusions, focus on building a reality that brings you joy, fulfillment, and peace. In the world that constantly urges us to be better, do more, and strive for perfection, it is easy to overlook one of the most vital aspects of personal growth, self-acceptance. To accept yourself as you are, with all your strengths and weaknesses, is not a sign of complacency. It is a foundation for genuine growth and transformation. Self-acceptance is not about giving up on improvement. It is about embracing the truth of who you are in this moment and allowing yourself the grace to grow. Many of us struggle with self-acceptance because we are conditioned to believe that we are only as valuable as our achievements or appearances. We measure our worth by external standards, grades, promotions, relationships, or the approval of others. But here's the thing. Your worth is not something you earn. It's something you already have. You are valuable, simply because you exist. Acknowledging this truth is the first step toward true self-acceptance. When you accept yourself, you begin to see your flaws not as failures, but as opportunities for growth. You recognize that your mistakes do not define you, they teach you. Instead of being weighed down by guilt or shame, you learn to move forward with wisdom and resilience. Self-acceptance gives you the courage to confront your shortcomings honestly, without fear or denial, because you know that they do not diminish your inherent worth. One of the most powerful aspects of self-acceptance is the peace it brings. When you stop fighting against yourself, you free up energy that can be redirected toward meaningful pursuits. Imagine carrying a heavy burden of self-criticism, constantly judging yourself for not being good enough. That burden drains your strength and limits your potential. But when you set it down, when you accept yourself, you create space for joy, creativity, and progress. Self-acceptance also transforms the way you approach relationships. When you accept yourself, you no longer feel the need to seek constant validation from others. You stop relying on external approval to feel good about who you are. Instead, you become secure in your own identity, which allows you to connect with others authentically. You can give love without expecting it in return, and you can receive love without doubting your worthiness. Another beautiful result of self-acceptance is the way it nurtures resilience. Life is full of challenges, and setbacks are inevitable. When you accept yourself, you are better equipped to face those challenges because your sense of worth is not tied to the outcome. Whether you succeed or fail, you remain grounded in the knowledge that you are enough. This inner strength allows you to bounce back from adversity with grace and determination. To cultivate self-acceptance, start by practicing self-compassion. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend, with kindness, patience, and encouragement. When you make a mistake, remind yourself that it is part of being human. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, focus on what you can learn and how you can grow. Another important practice is gratitude. Take time each day to appreciate who you are and what you have accomplished. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and acknowledge the unique qualities that make you, you. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, fostering a sense of contentment and pride in your journey. Accepting yourself does not mean settling for mediocrity or abandoning your dreams. It means starting from a place of self-love and respect, knowing that you are worthy of every good thing life has to offer. It means giving yourself permission to be imperfect, to learn and to grow at your own pace. When you accept yourself, you unlock your true potential. You free yourself from the chains of self-doubt and step into a life of authenticity, peace, and fulfillment. Embrace who you are today, for it is the foundation of who you will become tomorrow. One of the most profound truths we can embrace in life is the understanding that every individual is on their own unique journey. Each one of us is walking a path that is shaped by our experiences, choices, challenges, and opportunities. No two journeys are the same, and that is exactly what makes each person's life story so extraordinary. Recognizing this can free us from the exhausting and often destructive habit of comparison. When we compare ourselves to others, we disregard the individuality of our paths. We see someone achieving success in a certain area and wonder why we haven't done the same. But what we fail to realize is that their journey is not ours to follow. Their accomplishments, struggles, and timing are unique to them. What works for one person may not work for another, and that is not a reflection of anyone's value or potential. Think of life as a vast garden. Each plant grows at its own pace, requiring different amounts of sunlight, water, and care. Some flowers bloom early while others take time to reach their full beauty. Yet each contributes to the garden's diversity and splendor. In the same way, your journey unfolds according to your needs, strengths, and circumstances. Comparing yourself to someone else is like comparing a rose to a sunflower. Both are beautiful in their own right, but they are meant to grow differently. Understanding that everyone has their own journey also helps us build empathy. Behind every achievement you see in someone else's life, there is a story you may not fully understand. The person who seems to have it all together might have overcome immense hardships to get there. The person who appears to be miles ahead of you might be struggling with challenges you cannot see. When we remind ourselves that everyone is navigating their own unique set of circumstances, we can replace envy with compassion and judgment with understanding. This perspective also allows us to honor our own journey. Too often we dismiss our progress because it doesn't look like someone else's. But your path is valid, no matter how different it may seem. The detours you take, the obstacles you face, and the milestones you achieve are all part of your story. They are what make you you. Embracing your journey means acknowledging your progress, even when it feels small or slow. It means trusting that you are exactly where you need to be right now, even if the destination isn't yet clear. It's important to remember that the timing of your journey is unique as well. Life does not operate on a universal schedule. Some people find success early, while others find it later in life. Some achieve their dreams quickly, while others take a winding road to get there. Neither path is better or worse, it's simply different. Trusting the timing of your life requires patience and faith, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. Focusing on your own journey also helps you define success on your own terms. Society often pressures us to pursue a narrow definition of success, one that revolves around wealth, status, or outward appearances. But success is deeply personal. It might mean building meaningful relationships, pursuing a passion, or making a positive impact on the world. When you stop comparing your journey to others, you give yourself the freedom to decide what truly matters to you and to pursue it wholeheartedly. Understanding that everyone is on their own journey is not just a philosophy, it's a practice. It requires you to let go of the urge to measure yourself against others and instead focus on your own growth and fulfillment. It calls for self-awareness, patience, and a deep respect for the diversity of human experiences. When you embrace this truth, you free yourself from the weight of comparison. You allow yourself to walk your own path with confidence, knowing that it is uniquely yours to travel. You also create space for gratitude, connection, and joy, celebrating not just your own progress but also the beauty of others' journeys. Remember, the goal is not to be like anyone else. It is to become the best version of yourself. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself is the ability to focus on your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Progress, after all, is deeply personal. It doesn't matter if it's a single step forward when others seem to be running miles. What matters is that you are moving forward. When you measure your growth by your own standards instead of comparing it to others, you empower yourself to celebrate your unique journey. Every achievement, no matter how minor it feels, is a testament to your effort, resilience, and determination. Perhaps you completed a task you've been putting off, learned something new, or simply chose to keep going when it would have been easier to give up. These moments may not seem significant at first, but they are the building blocks of success. When you focus on your progress, you cultivate gratitude for the strides you've made and the lessons you've learned. This gratitude fuels motivation, helping you remain committed to your goals. Remember, growth isn't always dramatic. Often, it's gradual and steady. By recognizing and celebrating your own progress, you honor your journey and lay the foundation for even greater achievements ahead.